Today I'm going to share with you a whole bunch of personal challenges that I've set myself. And the reason why is because I believe it's really, really important that we do hard things. So I'm turning 40 this year in December. I mean, I know I look kind of 25, but tough paper round and all that. So I'm actually turning 40, and I felt like I've gone full circle. So I spent about 36 years of my life not being vulnerable and open about very much at all that was going on for me. Then I spent the next 3-4 years being super open, super vulnerable, and just blurting out everything and relying heavily on other people. And I lost that kind of resilience, that toughness, I suppose, that I think is fundamentally important. So I went from nothing to everything, and now I'm trying to come back into the middle. And I realized that I became a bit soft. I realized we all need vulnerability in our lives, and I'm a huge advocate. I'll be the first to lead with vulnerability. But there is a level and a balance to be had, and I was definitely overstepping that mark. I also really struggled to do difficult things, to the extent that I thought doing a 100-piece jigsaw puzzle without looking at the box was hard. So doing hard things, that's madness, isn't it? Doing hard things is fundamentally important to building resilience for tough times, resilience for progression, resilience for growth, and resilience to allow us to not be as overwhelmed and stressed out by things that are stressful. So as an example, if something is a 5 or 6 out of 10 for as a stress point, it's a stress level, an activity, let's say, or a conversation. If you're not resilient, the potential of that having a higher cost and being a 7, 8, 9 out of 10 stress is much greater. If you have that level of resilience, it can stay at that level or below. So it's fundamentally important. So the challenges that I set myself for 40 challenges, 40 years, 20 physical, 20 mental. And the challenges range from things which genuinely scare me through to things that I think, if I'm just consistent, then I'll be okay. Because that's another issue that I've had, consistency and discipline, which is really unusual given the background that I've had. And anybody who knows me would probably have advocated for me being a very consistent individual to get to where I've got to in my career and the effort that I've put in. But I've kind of gone full circle and maybe got a bit soft on some of those key characteristics which I liked. So a couple of examples. So I've actually begun. I didn't want to wait until I was 40 years old. I believe if you want to do something, you start now. So I did that, and I have completed 40 days of Qigong. Never done it before. It was absolutely phenomenal. Really enjoyed it. Got a lot out of it, from kind of an energy creation and movement, and really attaching myself to positive energy and realizing that I can bring in and push out positive and negative energy. So it's fantastic for me. I did that for 10 to 15 minutes every morning. I built that into my morning routine. I also very, very recently, I'm about 21 or 2 days into cutting out refined sugars and completely, and also ultra processed foods. I wanted to do ultra processed foods. I wanted to do refined sugars. I didn't necessarily want to do them separately because I felt like that would have been 80 days worth. So I did 40. I bundled them together. Seriously hard. I put that down as a mental challenge, not a physical one. Seriously hard. I had this roaring headache for the first 3 days as I was processing and getting out all this junk that I'd had in my body. And my energy level shot through the roof. I could sustain for the entire day. I would get through to the evening and I could keep going, but I would go to bed and I would sleep well, and then I'd get up and I'd just be ready to go, and I could get up super early and crack on. So it's been a brilliant experiment so far. Then the other challenges from a physical perspective, things like I'd like to run a marathon this year, which is going to be very hard. I haven't been under 100 kilos for about 7 years, so that's going to be tough for me to get under 100. I'm about 103 now. I've already lost a couple kilos from that, cutting out the junk. And ascend 40,000 feet in the year, 40 peaks, 40 kilometers and 40 miles on the assault bike, which will be pretty vile. And I'm doing all of these things because I want to push myself and get out my comfort zone. I want to obliterate that comfort zone and start moving forward. I've really already noticed a massive difference in terms of my mindset and mentality towards challenge, and leaning into challenge, leaning into discomfort, leaning into doing things consistently and being disciplined and dedicated. I have one challenge that's ongoing, so some of these I can stack up incidentally. I need to have a shower every day, so I thought I'll do 40 days of cold showers. So in the mornings, I'd forgotten, I'd got up early for a flight and I'd forgotten to have a cold shower. It got to 9 p.m, I was just about to settle down to go to bed. I thought, oh, shit, I've got to go and have a cold shower because I'm not losing my streak. So it kept me disciplined, it kept me engaged, but equally, I don't know whether some of these things are going to continue after, because I'm experimenting and enjoying certain elements. So I think once I get through the whole of all of the challenges, I'll step back and say, you know what, I got a lot of value from that. But I'm learning an incredible amount about how to be consistent, to show up every single day, regardless of what's going on, and to prioritize these things, which for me are very, very important. I'm not saying you need to go away and have these huge challenges that you set yourself. I'm not saying that you need 40 challenges. You might just have one, but be consistent, be dedicated, and try and build something in that scares you. Signing up for a marathon scares me. Giving up food for 40 days scares me. Like giving up ultra processed foods and sugar scared me, because there's so much of it around, and I was become a bit reliant on those things. And it's just so important that we challenge ourselves and put ourselves out of our comfort zone, because we will need these skills at some point in our life. We will need to turn in and lean into our resilience. So get outside your comfort zone, challenge yourself, push yourself. Love to hear what challenges you want to set for yourself. I'd love to support you on that journey. So please do drop anything in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this content, then like and subscribe to the channel, and you can get that drop into your inbox. I think that's how it works. Thank you guys, and take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.